Greetings everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ngozi. So this is a long awaited video. Well, in today's video we are here to discuss the intention of Anambra landlords, Onitsha landlords. Yes, why do they do these things? You will buy a plot of land and you will develop it. You build a 4-story building or 5-story building which will contain like 12 families, and most times these flats are shared, and it is almost like a common thing that every family owns a car here. Here you can see two people sharing a flat and each of them owns a car. Now calculate it to 12 flats, and let's say that in these 12 flats, maybe 5 of the flats are shared. And now times it or plus it to the actual number of flats. And after building such a house, there is no provision at all for a parking space. And now the little parking space that can take up to like 5 vehicles if properly managed. You now erect shops, you now make it warehouses, and there will be no space at all for the car of any member of your any of your tenants. There is no space one bit for your tenants. So that is why you will see car littered everywhere in every street in Onitsha. And most times people that want to build houses in their empty lands, most of them will now convert it to a car park. Now when these people, when they are ready to build their own house, they will now build exactly the same thing all that other landlords have done, and the people that are parking in their distance in that space will be left stranded. That's why I get worried about the last video I made about that fast developing estates at Ngwer. Those people have taken the pattern of Onitsha people. You build house and next thing is shops, no parking space. Even the ones that have a parking space a little bit would have to be so narrow and will not be able to contain all the cars that the tenants have. And shouldn't these developing estates be controlled? Now that Onitsha have gone out of control, there's nothing anybody in this world can do to make this Onitsha better, unless you start demolishing all these buildings, which is not possible. So now let me tell you the one reason I know is the main reason why things are like that inside Onitsha. Onitsha is a business-oriented area, and to buy one land here is very expensive, but there is no single land in view. Now you can't find any empty land in Onitsha. The only thing you can get is old houses. Maybe you buy old house and demolish it to erect your own. And if you hear the amount of money, you hear the amount of money people are using to buy just land, houses that you will demolish here, it sounds so ridiculous. Now after buying this land, this old house, and demolishing it, and things, pros and cons, everything that surrounds it, all of them are money that are going. Then when you are done with that, you lay your foundation and erect your own 5-story building. You want to collect your money at once. These things can only happen because there is no solid regulatory body, if I put it this way. If they are controlled, I am sure that all these things will not keep repeating itself. The way people just mess up streets. There's a place I know that um there are 4-story buildings, 5-story buildings, and there's this particular area that people take solace in parking. At least that place have a little compound. Then you go out and come back and notice that somebody has bought that place. The next thing you will see is that they have erected the same pattern of buildings, and it will leave all the people that have been taking solace in that building to be parking along the road. Now the government will now be struggling to construct a proper road, because if someone might say, if you build your house where it's not supposed to, where you don't supposed to do it, that the government has the right to demolish it. I am not an advocate for that. It is not good at all. It is better to stop the person at initial stage than to you allow the person to build a house and later you come and tell the person, you did not build it the way you're supposed to build and demolish. No. Once it is built, you better leave it like that, because it's not the person's fault. Maybe even if the person bribed and you accepted, now it's time for road construction and you want to. No, I don't advocate for that at all. No building should be demolished because it is money. If you want to demolish buildings in Onitsha, which one will you demolish and which one will you leave? It is better to now make it a work to start controlling people that are doing their own. Any house that is still in the construction process, that's where you can stop the person and regulate it and tell the person the actual way to do it. So that is my own this thing. So after spending all these monies by the landlords, they want to recover it at once. And these buildings, if you see the quality of the building, the way they do it, the interior, when you enter inside a newly constructed house in Onitsha, you will weep. The only thing they always are good at is to make sure that the building appears so beautiful on the outside. They will just make it beautiful. But once you enter inside, the type of doors and windows, they are always better at windows. But when it comes to doors, smoothness of the rooms and everything, you will cry. It is always left to the for the tenants to do the tiles everywhere in the room. You do half of the work for the landlord, and yet you don't have any parking space. And guess what? It's no longer a thing. People don't even put it under consideration while choosing a house in Onitsha, because if you should put it into consideration, you will not see where to live at all. Once you decide to live inside Onitsha, automatically you have accepted the discomfort that comes with it. So what now happens if government should put a restricting orders on people parking along the road? What will now happen? That means everybody will have to sell their cars. So it is something that calls for concern. So if you have suggestion on what to do, what to be done to make life better for us living in ONITSHA ANAMBRA State, you can drop it in the comment section. You never can tell who is watching. Okay, that is it. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Remember to thumbs up. All right, bye.